The message lands late. Your day is already full. They need it today. Not soon. Today. You look at your schedule. Something has to move. Not because you planned poorly, because they waited too long. And before you even answer, your mind is already clearing space. You shorten something. You delay something. You protect them from the pressure they created. That is the quiet moment where your time drops in value. Not when they ask late. When you make their late timing easy, and it feels small, almost harmless, a quick favor, a small adjustment, a little flexibility. But your body knows the cost before your mouth admits it. You feel that tight pause. You already know this was preventable. You already know they had time. But instead of letting their delay have weight, you absorb it. That is the part most people miss. Your answer is not just an answer. It is a price tag. The first mistake happens before you say yes. It happens when you start rearranging your life in your head. You read the message. You glance at the clock. You check what can be moved, shortened, skipped, or squeezed. And right there, before they have earned anything, you have already begun negotiating against yourself. You think you are being considerate. You think you are being calm. You think you are just helping. But the truth is sharper than that. You are solving their timing problem before they have even felt it. That is the first leak. The late request arrives with pressure inside it. And instead of pausing, you treat the pressure like an instruction. You ask yourself, can I make this work? But the stronger question is, why am I making their poor timing easier than my own plan? Because once your mind starts clearing space automatically, your time is no longer being protected. It is being searched. That is where value slips, not in the favor, in the speed of your surrender. Other people read speed differently than you do. You read it as kindness. They read it as access. You think your fast answer says, I am reliable. But to the wrong person, it says, I do not need much notice. That changes everything. The next time they need something, they remember the feeling, not your sacrifice, not what you moved, not what it cost you. They remember how quickly the door opened, so the request comes later. The tone gets more casual. The apology gets smaller. Can you just, real quick, I know this is last minute. And notice what happens. They do not approach your time like something valuable. They approach it like something available. That is the social read. People do not always respect the effort you hide. They respect the limits they can feel. If you move your day without making the cost visible, they do not experience your generosity. They experience convenience. And convenience rarely creates respect. It creates expectation. This is why the title is true. You become the backup plan when your schedule becomes the place other people's delays go to survive. They forget. You adjust. They wait. You rush. They create the fire. You become the extinguisher. And after a while, the pattern stops looking like an emergency. It starts looking like your role. That is the dangerous part. No one has to say, your time matters less. They only have to keep acting like their urgency outranks your structure. And if you keep proving that it does, the lesson becomes clear. Your day is flexible. Your plans are movable. Your focus can be interrupted. Your rest can be traded. Your boundary can be negotiated by timing. This is not about being cold. This is not about punishing people for needing help. It is about refusing to let someone else's delay become the highest authority in your life. Epictetus would not ask whether the request feels urgent. He would ask whether your response belongs to you, because that is the real mechanism. Their urgency is not the loss. Your automatic rearranging is. The reason you keep doing it is not weakness. It is discomfort. You do not want the silence after a slower answer. You do not want them to feel stuck. You do not want to seem difficult, selfish, dramatic, or unhelpful. So you rush to remove tension. You type too fast. You say yes too soon. You soften the boundary before it even forms. And for a moment, everything feels smooth. They relax. The pressure drops. The awkwardness disappears. But something else disappears too. Your own position. Because every time you rescue the moment too quickly, you teach yourself that peace means self-erasure. That is a quiet addiction. You are not addicted to helping. You are addicted to avoiding the discomfort of not helping immediately. The correction is simple, but it will feel uncomfortable at first. Do not answer from the pressure. Pause. Let the late request remain late for a moment. Read it once. Check your actual capacity. Then answer from your schedule, not their panic. A stronger response sounds like this. I can't move today around this. I need more notice for that. I can help tomorrow, not today. That does not work with my schedule. Then stop. Do not over-explain. Do not apologize for having a day. Do not write 3 extra sentences proving you are still a good person. That is where people lose the boundary after speaking it. The new pattern is not harsh. It is clean. Their delay stays with them. Your plan stays with you. And if you do choose to help, make the frame visible. I can do this once, but I need earlier notice next time. That one line changes the lesson. You are no longer the backup plan. You are a person with terms. The late ask is not always disrespect, but your automatic yes can turn it into a lesson. People learn how to treat your time by watching what your time survives. So the next time the message lands late, do not rush to become available. Pause. Let your day have weight. Because your time does not become valuable when people finally respect it. Your time becomes valuable when you stop moving it too easily.